Okay, let's kick this shit off then. By the way, you can.
This is so nice.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you,
it's like-
Brooks.
It's really nice. I'm not even joking.
No, it is like, yeah, it's legitimately very
alcohol?
nice. Yeah.
That's booze.
So nice. What the frick?
Too nice.
I once accidentally got it quite lit at like 10 a.m. in the morning.
Accidentally. Or
Like,
hours.
this is insane. Like, this is alcohol. But, you have to try this.
Well, you're welcome to. There's another one there if you're feeling
No,
curious.
this is amazing.
Little-
Like, do you think they're going to sell these at Daisies? Because, shit.
Hope
this
so.
is so nice.
At Daisies. Hope you sorted your stuff out and got yourself some Brooks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the CAYACast. Today we've got Durant. That's going to be such a good one to go in on. We've got Jared. I'm Brad. And today our guest on the CAYACast is the wonderful, the talented Anica Kiana. Thank you for coming and for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me.
For chatting. I think let's kick things off. So that the people have a bit of context, how would you like to be introduced? What is the way that you feel, would be the most accurate representation of who you are? Not a basic like EPK intro. Like,
So not as an artist, like as an overall person.
yeah, as a person.
I would like to say fun and outgoing. Like, that's how I think I'd like people to view me. Ooh, dripping down that beard.
Wardrobe.
Shit. But
Apologies.
yeah, I hope like people think I'm friendly, fun, outgoing. I always try to bring a positive vibe into the room. So hope
Wonderful.
people.
And then how
love
would
that.
you introduce yourself as an artist?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a difficult question because, like, do you mean genre wise?
No, like as your like if someone had to introduce you pre-show or at an event or
Also, I would like to know genre-wise. Like,
yeah, and then we'll
Or
get into
like
that
Hannah
as well.
Montana, you have a
No,
completely
no.
different persona.
No, I would say like a mixture of, because these are the artists I look up to.
yeah.
Like a mixture of Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo. Like
Okay.
that mixture.
Nice.
Yeah, it's quite a mixture. Because I would say Justin Bieber is sort of where I got my sound from. Like a lot of people say that I sound like him, like from like when he was younger though. So yeah, I don't know if you've ever thought that.
I'm gonna be honest. I would not have said you sound like Justin Bieber.
Really?
Mm.
I've heard
Who'd
that
you
since
say?
I was
And
young.
I'm going to be controversial. That's because I'm not a Justin Bieber fan, but I do like your music.
We can't be friends. Then I'm a hard JB stan.
No, listen, I respect it.
No, I'm joking.
I
I'm
respect
joking.
It. I just, that wasn't my music at the time of my
Yeah,
life.
I
It was
get
a
you.
weird. I was,
You're one of those boys. I know.
he popped off when I was like 12, and it was just like a weird. It was
I
a weird
get
thing.
you.
We were all feeling very, very like underappreciated because just everyone
Yeah.
wanted.
Shame.
He was the pinnacle.
I couldn't listen to Justin Bieber
How
just
old were you at
because.
that time? Like 20?
Yeah.
Shame, don't face.
I couldn't listen to Justin Bieber because I played him to my mum, and my mum don't like him. And she likes everyone.
Oh my
Goodness. I can't believe
After
the
a long
warm-up.
hiatus, I'm back on the podcast as well.
The warm up on that.
Yeah.
I want to go back, and then we're going to talk about your most recent single.
Okay.
And this is really like a very cool moment for me because for those who don't know, before I started CAYA, I started a little events company called Audiophiles, and was actually how I met Durant,
Hola.
technically.
¿Cómo está?
And also how I met Anica when, I booked you for, I think it was the first Raptor Room show.
Yes.
And you're sitting next to the guitar that was done at that show. I don't know if you remember. It was literally, Shania was doing it. You wouldn't have seen it.
I do. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, there
about.
it is. In
Damn, that is
IRL.
insane.
How
Oh
cool?
my gosh, that is so cool. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was looking at this thing and I was like, didn't she paint it? Like
She did it
well,
live at the
yes,
event.
I remember that.
She did it
Yeah.
live at the event. Shout out Shania. You should go. She's not
Yeah.
doing that much art anymore, which is disappointing because that thing is
What?
beautiful.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, you started. When would you say you really started out in the music industry and really taking things seriously? It must have been around that time.
Yeah. Well, I would say in 2019 is when I did start taking it seriously. I mean, I just finished high school in 2018, so 2019 was the year where I actually wanted to start, like make a career out of this thing.
What school did you
And
go to?
Mullington High School. Yeah, and so yeah, in 2019, it was a very stressful year. I don't know if you guys know, like when you're out of school, like those first few months are like, yo, I'm jobless. Like
Getting your results in Jan.
Yeah, horrible times. But yeah, it's just a very confusing period, man. It's like you don't know. It's almost like you almost have to find your way in the real world type thing. And so I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know how to get my foot into the music or entertainment industry. And it was my parents. Obviously, they've got no clue about it, so they couldn't exactly help me in that aspect. So yeah, this one time on Instagram, I remember I was looking through, or I think they commented on one of my videos. I'm not sure, or they liked one of my videos, and I decided to DM them. 222 Artist Agency at the time. So
Shout out the homies.
yeah. So I DM'd them or they DM'd me. I can't even remember the process, but basically my dad and I went for a meeting with them and all this stuff. And like a month or so, or maybe 2 months later, I released my first single, Chasing, which did very well on radio. For a first single, which, sorry, this is making me burp.
It is. It will do that.
Yeah. So it
That
was a good
quick
start.
timeline.
Yeah.
Like from starting to getting first release on the radio.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
But yeah, man, it's been difficult. I think it's very difficult to get people to. It's almost like I feel every year like I'm getting somewhere, and then I'm like 3 steps back again, like 1 step forward, 3 steps back the whole time. It's so crazy. Like, okay, like let's just say, for example, last year I made a song with Nasty C. Like, woo, awesome. 3 steps back because it's like, yeah, like it got me a lot of exposure and stuff. And he's like the greatest human, like my favorite artist ever. But like, it's like, what is it actually doing for me personally? It's like no one in this country is really putting that much sort of love on, like, or showing love for pop music. So it's very difficult. And I mean, the industry itself has taken a huge hit this year. So
In what
yeah,
way?
it's been difficult. Well, like bookers, promoters, and all that
Okay.
stuff have, a lot of them, the most important ones, have fell off. So it's like haven't been gigging for a long time, haven't been doing like many paid gigs. If anything, it's mostly for exposure and stuff like that, which it's fine. I'm still fine with doing, because I'm still on the come up, which yeah, like
But you
I want to
gotta
get my
eat.
name.
You gotta get that bag
I
as
know,
well.
I know. I agree with you, but yeah, it's a very confusing thing because it's like you want people to like, know your worth. You want them to pay you for your art, but at the same time, it's also you need people to hear you. So it's a tough situation, man.
I suppose you also just enjoy doing it as well.
Yeah, I love performing live. Oh, I love it so
imagine.
much. It's so cool. It's my favorite thing.
It
As
is.
a point of like contention, it's like I would love to hear your input on that as well. Is saying like not that saying that pop doesn't get a lot of attention now, but the fact of the matter, or not fact, my perception, I guess, is like you also mentioned your first single got a lot of traction on radio and everything. It seems like a lot of the pop artists are, reaching that radio status a lot
Yes.
quicker than artists in other genres, especially mainstream radio, which is very heavily pop focused. So I just kind of want to hear your kind of perception on, being playlisted on radio and then like that experience in contrast to, it's not translating to paid gig. It's not translating to, so yeah.
Good question.
Well, first of all, I think I'm just going to answer this
Go for
question
it.
as like what I'm getting from your question, but let's just take it step by step. So first of all, getting a song on radio, like it's amazing. It's a great achievement and stuff, but we don't get paid a lot of money for that. So it's an awesome achievement to be like, wow, like my song's on radio. And it's the most proud moment when you hear it on the radio and, the interviews you have. I mean, I'm so grateful to like, radio presenters like Carl Wasty, who's always putting me on, who's always having me on his show. It's great. I mean, it gets people Shazam it a lot. I mean, I can check my Shazams coming through and stuff like that. So it's great exposure. But money-wise, no. It's almost like the genres that are actually getting attention. So the top genre in our country, or if not continent right now, is gospel. Then it'll be like hip hop, R&B, then I'm a piano, maybe
Damn,
I'm a piano,
that's crazy.
then hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, pop it really just isn't valued in this country at all. If I had to go overseas, different story.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like it's a lot to do with culture in this country. So, for example, like genres like I'm a piano and hip hop and R&B, the culture around that is just so much better than that of the pop culture. Like, especially the people that listen to it, the people that listen to R&B, hip hop and all that stuff, they're willing to post you, they're willing to share you. I mean, even the song that I did with Nasty C, I mean, a lot of his fans hopped onto me and all that stuff, and a lot of them followed me. And so I'm sort of introducing pop to them now, because they used to listening to hip hop, R&B, that kind of thing. Now they're hearing pop. It's a new thing I'm introducing them to. It's a different crowd, but I mean, that's what makes it tough. It's like they're not specifically wanting to hear it, but because they follow me, it's like, okay, they're going to hear it, they're going to post it, they're going to share it and stuff. And that's what I love about, the hip hop and like I'm a piano, sort of that kind of culture. But yeah, it's just like people, I don't know.
Yeah, getting
it's a tough
local
question.
support is...
Yeah, getting local support, it's tough. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it, but
that was a good
I don't know if I answered
question.
your question, but it's like basically the only way as an artist, as I see it, you need to be getting like millions of streams, first of all, to be making money, and second of all, need to be gigging to make money. So someone like Nasty C or Blackie or these hip hop artists that are doing so well, that are gigging and all that stuff, I can guarantee you they are doing very well for themselves financially. They're able to sustain themselves. They're actually making a living off of what they're doing. But someone like me, for example, I've got a normal job. I work normal hours, and I do music as well. And I want to be doing music for a living. But right now it's like it's difficult. So
I love getting into this shit. Here comes my question. What do you think needs to change in the industry, and what do you think needs to change in terms of how the general public support the music industry to make it more viable for? And I mean, I think it's a problem that you're feeling from a pop side. I think, my background's more in rock and alternative stuff, and a lot of people have, that same issue, is how do you make it into a sustainable living? And I think even within the hip hop side of things, where I think there is generally more like and really good local support at scale.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not putting any like shame or anything on the hip hop industry. I'm all for South African hip hop. I am there. Like I love South African hip hop, and I'm happy for everyone that is successful. Yeah, like, geez. And I also do feel sorry for a lot of, because it's such a competitive industry now, like I feel sorry for the youngsters that are wanting to come up, that actually have talent. And I feel like some artists are like too, not that I can think of at the top of my head, like I'm not thinking of anyone specific and being like, oh, that person's not good. But like of what I've heard from people, I've got a lot of friends in the hip hop industry, and like from what I've heard, it's like the people that aren't actually sort of talented, the people that aren't making music, are sort of getting the spotlight over people that actually are working hard and are putting in the hours and stuff. So from that perspective, I'm not putting anything on. Like I know it's a very still competitive industry, and like a lot of hip hop youngsters that are trying to get into the industry are struggling and have also been on the come up for a few years. So
no, absolutely, 100%. And so I think that's what I'm trying to say is, even within the industries where there is more good local support at scale, it's still really hard for, I think, most young artists, like you said, to figure out how to shift their passion and what they do for fun into something that they do full time. What do you think, from your experience in the industry, needs to change within the industry, and then in terms of how people engage with and support the industry?
Well, first of all, I think venues are a big factor, especially in Cape Town. I feel like, there aren't enough venues, and the venues that are available are mostly clubs and stuff like that. And what do they want to hear at clubs? They want to hear Amapiano. They want to hear hip-hop artists. So it's like, it's tough. It's almost like there aren't enough opportunities. There aren't enough spaces where not just pop people, let's just say rock as well, can do well for themselves, can actually just be like, okay, cool, I'm gigging every week, I'm making money every week, or I'm making money almost every day. Like, it's not a possibility. So what can they do to change that? I don't know, by showing more support. I know it sounds cliche, but like by sharing, liking, commenting, posting, I don't get why people don't do that. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know how else I can put it, but yeah, by supporting, it's like a lot of people, they wanting like free shows and stuff like that, but just pay and go and support your friends. Like,
the amount of
I'm
times
getting
this conversation has come up in this podcast is actually quite terrifying. I think this is a very much a good 70% hit rate of artists going like, hey guys, yes, you, the general public, and also, hey, my friends, or people I like to call my friends, like, I'm doing this, I'm trying to make a living out of this, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Support me. Yes. Also, I'm not gonna hustle you for free because this is like.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a career out of this.
We always use the example of the accountant. Like, if my mate's an accountant and I go to him and I'm like, I need accountancy services, he's gonna charge me, even though he's my mate.
Yeah.
It's no guest list for accountants.
Guest list for accountants.
That's the episode title right there.
It's just, I think that's, and so much of the point of why we want to be having this podcast and having these conversations is, I mean, it's depressing the amount of times it's come up, but it's because of a very real reality that we all know of, people just routinely not being valued. And I mean, the thing of, free gigs or getting guest list or whatever, like, it's something that we've talked about now so many times where it's just like, but I'm going to keep fucking talking about it because clearly, we've got to make the noise about it. It's like, support it's like to go to watch a live show in Cape Town, lower end, like a decent live show, lower end 50 Rand entrance, like a good lineup show with production value, whatever, 150 Rand, 200 at a push.
At a push.
That, like, you'll spend more than that on bar in a night at a club, and all you're doing is putting money in, a club owner's house.
I think I've paid like 250 one time.
Unbelievable,
but that's like
Jack.
when you're
it's
had one too
so
many
expensive.
drinks, you just want to get inside the place.
Yeah.
At the highest end, let's say $200. That's just as good as buying 3 beers at like a place like Village Idiot, which everybody does on a weekly basis.
And
I mean, that's 2 drinks for me at Village Idiot because that's like double vodka Red Bull. That's like already 100 Rand with tip.
True.
So it's literally
it's 2 double vodka Red Bulls. Come on, people.
Yeah.
And people don't understand the value of that and how much it means to people. And just like it just makes sense for me.
People just need to start paying their artists. Like, I know for a fact they're bringing in racks, like when they're selling tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
bro. Even just 100 Rand, like.
Yeah, no, like just pay people for the time that they do, and support people in your hometown who are doing shit. You can't go watch any of these American, like, why are you sharing American artists? They don't need your help. It doesn't impact, I'm not saying don't listen to American music. I have to do this every time I talk about it.
Yeah, I know, because
I'm
it's
not
such like
saying
a controversial
don't
thing.
do
That people
that.
are like,
Get over yourselves. What I'm saying is, if you want the talent in this city and the performances and the shows and the artists and the hype in this city to get to that point or even come close to that point, it has to be you who live here that supports artists who also live here.
I feel like everyone here as
and
well.
Have more fun. There's more better shit anyways.
But everyone here, in my opinion, even if you like everyone in Cape Town, I feel like it's just obsessed, or maybe even Joburg as well, just maybe in the country, it's just obsessed. Everyone's obsessed with living the American dream. Everyone wants it. So I'm not sure if it's like a competition thing or a jealousy thing, or like people don't want to see other people winning type thing. But like, I think it's like people, like an ordinary person, like, okay, I know not everyone wants to be famous, but it's almost like everyone wants to live this, you know, high and mighty life, like being rich and all that stuff. Can I just be honest with you? I don't even care about the money. Like, if someone has asked me, would you be rich? Would you be famous? Like, which one would you choose? I would be famous and poor. Like, I just want people to hear my music, and I just want to perform in like crowds of people. Like, yeah, like, I mean, I don't want to be like homeless.
I'd
but
rather
like,
be comfortable.
I'd be comfortable
what you're
and
saying.
famous. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think, yeah, people, there's so much. If you actually put in even the littlest bit of work, you can find so many talented local artists in the city, in this country, that make the kind of music you like.
Yeah.
I guarantee that with almost absolute confidence. And if you don't, it's because your taste in music is very, very on the outer limits. But I'd pretty confidently say you can find someone you'd love.
But then let's take this opportunity, and it's how do we remedy that in a serious note? Because talking from my experience and things that I see on Instagram, you know, being from a place like Pretoria Rock City, right? Originally where I'm from, the support for the rock scene there, more specifically, is immense, right? And everybody and his cousin is throwing a festival. But now we see a lot more. You only get one live music festival a year in the Western Cape, and that's Daisies,
Yeah.
which happens to be this weekend, which I also want to talk about.
Are you going? Are you going this
Yeah.
weekend?
Yeah, we're all going.
Oh my gosh, guys, I'll see
Except
you
me.
there.
Jared's not going.
I'll
But
see you guys there. Damn,
Yeah.
that's going to be cool.
But-
the thing at Kirstenbosch, wasn't that live?
with
music?
Summer Sunsets, but it's
Yeah.
2 acts once every 2 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
And it's always big tickets. So it's not a very much a put on, right?
Mm.
And so now, and also Daisies is moving away more from, you know, live music focus. And so, you know, where's the, like, is there a way in which, and I'm asking this to the room in general, in which we can create demand for live music? Because it is slowly fading away. I mean, RIP Assembly, RIP Mercury, RIP Raptor Room, you know? It's what can we do to address this? And if you guys have any thoughts.
Damn, I don't know. But back to what you were saying about Joburg and Cape Town, I just wanted to say that I feel like the support for artists in Joburg is like also a lot more than Cape Town. Yeah, but back to your question now. I don't know how to answer this one.
I think there is, part of the reason cities like Joburg and Pretoria have bigger, more diverse music scenes, yes, the money, but also just the size of the city. There are more people to enjoy more different types of music, and that's just like an undeniable factor.
Fair.
But I think it's not an excuse and just going, oh, there's no point. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot that we can do to push the city forward. I think for me, it's like a combination of there is international attention on Cape Town at the moment culturally in terms of what South Africa in general, but it feels like, and I'm biased because this is my city, leave me alone, that the attention is overwhelmingly in Cape Town from an international perspective. And I think, there's so many different components to it. I think artists need to think of themselves more as businesses and run themselves as businesses, because ultimately if you want to make a living out of your art, you have to run your art as a business. I think venues is a huge one. Right now in Cape Town, there isn't a large cap live venue, or there wasn't. There's now the new Homecoming Centre, which will start to fill that gap. But
they're also using the Hearty Collective now.
the Hearty Collective starting to do more live, which is exciting. But yeah, like Dory said, we've lost Mercury, we've lost the Raptor Room, Assembly, although that was a little while ago. But don't age yourself, Dory. and ultimately none of it will mean anything if people don't buy tickets and go watch a live show. And all I can say is that you just will have a more unique and memorable experience if you pick to go to a live show. You will have a night that you won't forget, and you will remember things, and it's just, yeah, there's something magic about it. And
You
and
will or
it's-
you won't remember.
depends on how you approach the evening. If you're compass mentors throughout, then there'll be lots that you remember for a very, very long time. I can't guarantee any other results if you are otherwise
Inclined.
Yeah,
I think it's also just for me personally. Like I don't think I have any friends that, like, number one, besides obviously Durant, that
How's it-
played in a band. I'm talking about from like high school.
yeah.
Thinking about my high school friends, I don't think anyone's like plays in a band
Mm,
or
Make this shit cool again.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's just a
I
sign of the
agree.
times.
Yeah.
People just would rather go sit in a sweaty room and listen to the same old DJs every single week, aka me.
I wasn't going to say it.
But yeah, I think it's just a sign of the times. People much prefer one thing compared to the other. Not saying that it might flip sometime in the future.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is now.
It's back to the culture thing. It's the reason why it's majority of people just aren't listening to the genres that require bands and stuff like that. So that's why you can't expect it out of a country that's dominated by these kind of genres like hip hop and piano and that vibe. So
Yeah. I do think there's something also to be said for, and whether it's a club experience, whether it's a hip hop experience, whether it's a, whatever other thing you want to talk about. And obviously hip hop is live as well, but it has, there's various components. I think for me, the obvious thing is if you go to a small live show at a small club where not that many people go, not that many spend money, especially on live shows, then you can't spend money on production value, which means the show is not as exciting and stimulating and whatever as a as a big club night where they're just raking in money so they can spend money on production. Like literally, if you support these events more and more, you'll have cooler and cooler artists being able to do more and stretch things and create more visceral experiences.
I do have something to say though. I do think people that are already in sort of the pop industry that are doing very well and stuff like that, people like Good Luck and Matthew Mole, those kind of peeps. They're obviously more on the alternative side, but I just feel like those like higher up people and stuff like that need to start introducing and looking at more young artists that are in the same thing as them. I know Will Linley is doing very well for himself right now. But he's the only one besides what's gonna happen when Matthew Mole, Good Luck, those Jeremy Loops, those kind of people are out the picture. It's like, okay, we've got Will Linley, but who else do we have? It's like we need to start putting more faces and more names out there. And the ball is sort of in their court, because they're obviously more well known and stuff like that. So I think also hardly any features in the pop industry really happen. It's like,
Oh yeah, truth.
majority of the time, for example, me, it's like I struggle to find a pop artist that would actually do a collab with me. So that's why I branch out to hip hop, like Nasty C, other people that are in the works.
How did that happen, by the way? Like, what was the...
It's a long story, but
Get into it.
So 2019.
We'll get into the next bit after that.
Okay, do you want to get into it now?
No, yeah,
or-
let's get into Nasty. We'll table that, what you
Okay.
were thinking about while we're on the tangent.
Okay, so basically in 2019, I sent him a message and I was like, this guy's probably not going to even reply to it. I sent him this long paragraph. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I've been a fan of yours since I was 17 and I met you like when I was 17 years old.
Oh, crazy.
I met him on Hectic 99. My school won like this high school jam competition from
Vibes.
from
And
Grand West.
did you say, did you remember me? Or do you remember me?
Yeah, when I had him come and film the music video, I asked him then, and he's like, no, he doesn't remember. And when he saw the photo, he was like, oh, he sort of kind of clicked. He was like, oh yeah. When he saw the photo, he didn't initially, but when he saw the photo, he was kind of like, oh yeah, because I'm just like I sort of like make a weird impression when I meet people, so they're always gonna remember me for that thing. Like I think when he met me, I was like, okay, cool, we have to do like a gang sign, like West Coast. so yeah, I think he just thought I was very weird, and then he just laughs at me all the time. So
Weird
I think he
people
just
make the
thinks
world
I'm
go
weird.
around.
Yeah.
Weird people make the world go around.
So yeah, I met him then, and I was like, no, like, you know, in the back of my head, like if I get somewhere one day, like I need to make a song with this guy, like he's insane. And oh yeah, and I also told him, I was like, you smell so nice.
Is this in the DM or when you met him?
No. When I met him,
In 2017.
Yes, I was like, you smell so nice. I was like,
So
and
now
like,
we know. Nice
you
to see
have a cool
smells
belt.
nice.
Yeah, no, he's
So
got
you
very great
just
hygiene.
throwing compliments at him.
Yeah, I
eh?
was just going crazy.
Sometimes
Also, I was a
you
bit
got it.
starstruck at the time. So, yeah. And then I DM'd him in 2019 and I was like, what are the chances? And then I happened to be in church when I was all like, you know, hectic Christian at the time. And I was in church and I was like, this was 3 days later after I'd sent the DM. And then I got a message from him and he was like, hey, like you're super talented. I'd be willing to work for you in the future. Work with you in the future. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, this is awesome, you know. And I happened to be in Joburg. No, so what happened was, so I happened to be in Joburg the one time, okay. And I was trying to meet up with him and all this stuff. And basically, he had to take a last-minute flight to Zimbabwe. He had a show there. So I was like, damn, now I'm not going to get to meet him. You know, I was going to meet up with him and stuff. And then he was like, well, if you can, meet me at the airport. And I was like, oh, yeah, like, I'll come to the airport. So I went to the airport with my team at the time. And, he was literally about to, like, board and then said hello to him and his team and all this stuff. And obviously I didn't want to be weird and like get a picture because it's like, you know, first impressions. I'm not going to act like a fan. I'm going to act like professional.
I'm not going to act like a fan telling me he smells nice.
Yeah, all those kind of weird things. Yet. No, I'm joking. So yeah. And then that happened. I had to just let him see who I was, you know. I had to introduce myself. Also, I wanted him to see that I was putting in the effort, even though he was going.
I thought you were gonna say that he flew you out to Zimbabwe.
No.
I was waiting for it. I was like,
that would be insane. That would have been insane. But yeah, so I met him. He was so cool, super chilled, and great guy. So humble. So literally like having a conversation with us right now. It's not like obviously you'll be starstruck maybe the first time you meet him or not if you're not like that fazed by famous people, but he is just so chilled. Like he'll speak to you like you're on his level, you know. He's so awesome, and I think every young artist should like look up to him because he hasn't lost himself at all. And so that happened, and then in 2020 I recorded this song called Gotta Leave. It was initially not meant to have any features, and I was like, damn, what are the odds? Like I'm gonna try and see if he would do it, you know, be on it. This was end of 2020 now. And then
after COVID and all that nonsense. Yeah. Okay.
I'm hoping I'm getting my timeline right, guys. My memory is so bad. I don't even remember. But I sent it to him in 2020, end of 2020, I sent it to him. And then I sent him 3 songs, and then I was like, but I'd really want you to like be on Gotta Leave. And sent it to him, left an open verse. I think like 3 months later, literally just as the day before I was going to go in for my last mixing session, like to wrap up this thing, he sent it to me the day before.
So no communication for 3 months.
Yeah, and
damn.
Then you just get.
Then you just whacked a verse on there.
Yeah, I just woke up to this message and I ran to my dad. I was like, Dad, like Mom, like Nice to See just sent me a verse like for my song. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah. So I went to go listen to it, and he was still so like humble and stuff. He was like, nah, like if you want to change it, let me know and all this stuff. And I was like, no, like this is perfect. I was like, I'm getting this mixed tomorrow.
Before you take it away.
Yeah, exactly. Like my heart was palpitating. I was like, this isn't real. Like he's gonna delete this DM in like 5 hours. I downloaded that shit real quick. So yeah, and like he was like, he really loved what I did with the song, and then yeah, he was just we were communicating back and forth, you know, like seeing if he was happy with it. Obviously, I wanted him to, you know, love the end product, which eventually he did. And then the music video, because he's such a busy guy, oh my gosh, it was crazy. Literally got planned like within the span of like 2 days. So one day actually, yeah, flip. He was like, okay, I can do it this day. I was like, okay, cool, which was literally the next day. Booked a flight that night, flew out the next day, and I was literally so anxious, guys. I've never been so anxious in my life.
You flew out?
Yeah, we flew out to Joburg. He was in Joburg, yeah, for literally was only in for that week, so I had to go. Got the music video done in one day. Also, we were crunched down for time because what do you call it? There was, what do you call this thing? Curfew. Curfew was at 10 o'clock.
Sure.
Curfew was at 10 o'clock and we started at 4, I think, in the afternoon, 3 p.m. or 4. And we only had like, you know, a certain amount of hours to get done. Thank God, graphics guy, shout out to Bocho, amazing. He got it done, him and his team. Flip, it was the most stressful time of my life. I can't explain to you guys how anxious I was the night before. I don't think I got any sleep. I had like this weight on. I actually thought I had COVID. Because I was so anxious. I'm not even joking. I literally thought I had COVID. I was literally told my dad, I was like, Dad, I've got COVID. He's like, no, you got anxiety. I was like, nah, I can't breathe, bro. I can't breathe. I literally felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. I've never felt like that in my life. I was so stressed, but it turned out so perfect. It all worked out. I was also stressed that he wasn't going to rock up, you know, and then he did. It was amazing.
So you were stressed about that more than actually shooting the music video?
I mean, I wasn't. It was also the first music video I've ever shot.
Okay.
So I was just like nervous. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Like, am I going to lip sync this
Do
thing?
I
Like,
dance?
yo, everyone's going to be watching me and this is going to be so awkward. I'm like singing to the camera and it's like, you know, like you're just picturing those cringe
but
moments,
surely
man.
you practiced though in the mirror.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was like looking at my facial expressions. I'm like, damn. But you know what? Like I said, like Tabocho and Graphics Guy, his name's Graphics Guy on Instagram, most amazing team ever. They make you feel so comfortable. I literally got to know them within like 5 to 10 minutes. We started shooting and stuff. It felt like I've been friends with them for, you know, ages. Nice. So yeah, that's the story. It's a long one, but
that's
crazy.
cool.
What a story.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward to you just released your latest single first.
Yes.
Talk to us about it. What is it about? What do you want people to take away from when they hear it?
Okay, so the story around first, it was initially written in 2019. I was going through like a hectic breakup at the time, or, you know, like one of those puppy love breakups. You think it's like your world's ending, all this stuff, you know, one of those hectic just after high school ones. And so I landed up staying friends with the person after. Silly mistake. Yeah, and we're still friends to this day. Silly mistake.
Damn, that's some shade.
Yeah, but anyways, he'll probably he probably won't hear this. I don't actually care. If he does. But yeah, so I wrote this song. I was going through heartbreak, and basically, obviously, you know, as a musician, you want to sort of release your, you know, music is your release. That's just how it is. So I wrote this song because I wanted it to like symbolize me taking back my power. You know, I'm done putting you first now. I'm going to put myself first. Just like sort of taking myself on this journey of self-love, growing as a person and stuff, because I feel like after high school, I lost a lot of my self-esteem as well, especially because this person had such like a hectic, you know, effect on me and was a big part of my life. And so, yeah, when that happened, I was absolutely shattered. And so it took a lot for me even to just get to where I am now, with regards to self-love and just actually not caring what people think. Because in high school, I didn't actually care. Like, I was known as that person who just didn't care what people thought.
Girl.
I literally didn't care. I didn't care. I was friends with everyone because of that reason as well. I was like friends with the, let's just put it in American terms, the jocks, the nerds, the, you know, musicians, the drama kids. Like I was that person because, you know, I didn't care what anyone thought. And then after high school, that's my self-esteem and insecurities just took a bit of a turn. And so I really hope that when people listen to this song, they sort of get that sense of, you know, taking back their power, even if it's not got to do with a relationship, just putting people first in general, because like I'm someone who puts others before myself a lot of the time. Oh, this stuff. So yeah, it's just basically self-love and growth and yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Very important. How long have we been recording?
I think it's like 46 minutes
to
at the
reach out.
moment.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, do you want to?
I think a nice note to end it off,
Yes.
right? And I think
Guys,
it's
was I talking too much?
No.
I'm sorry.
You're here to talk.
No.
Okay,
No.
cool. Yo, I feel like I don't want to be that person who's like not letting you
Don't
guys
want to
talk.
talk too
You
much on
know.
the podcast.
No.
No, but like not letting you guys talk. Like I want you guys to talk and like
No,
get
no,
your
no.
say in there.
If there's
We
anybody
asked our
that
questions.
we're mad at, it's Brad. He speaks too much.
Foot check.
But
Okay.
Thanks, appreciate
I
it.
think a
Thank
nice
you.
way to end it off, and because this is only going to be coming out next week
Yes,
after Daisies,
yes.
is let's speak about Daisies. And just like fun semantics, like are you guys excited? This kind of
Yes.
excludes Jared, but he's going probably to modular over the weekend, so you can
No, are you one of those modular guys?
Damn.
He was talking about the small sweaty room in the same DJ. Did you not pick it
why
up?
modular, bro?
We're starting some
Why?
shit.
I mean, you got a village though, so you
Dodgy
can't.
characters at modular though. Not
Oh, we're
gonna
starting
lie.
some shit. Village or
No
modular?
offense.
Let's
Yeah.
get into it.
Village for
Oh
sure.
my god,
No.
our
No, I'm
engagement
joking. You
on
like
this
what you
episode.
like.
But yeah, what are you guys most excited for? Artists, yeah. What's the
Nasty's
vibes?
the easy answer, so it can't be nasty.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Can't
also
wait for
very
Clean
stoked for
Bandit.
nasty.
I think you're Clean Bandit.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
fuck.
I'm dead serious. Like, damn, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
vibes.
actually realize how many songs I knew from them. Like, have you
That's
searched
a good
them?
point. They are one of those artists that you know
Yeah.
without really knowing you
Yeah.
know them.
And
Yeah.
I searched them and I saw like how many songs I knew. I was like, shit, I'm gonna be having a good time because I know a lot of this. I know a
Yeah.
lot of this. And I'm also excited for Kaylani. Like,
Yeah,
that's gonna be quite
Yeah.
cool. I don't know a lot of her
big.
songs, to be honest with you,
Mm.
but just to see like
yeah,
you know her perform,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
gonna be wild. You,
And
Dury,
you?
who's
I think personally, personally, I'm most excited for, and I only actually found out like yesterday that they're performing at Daisies. International headliner is Bass.
Oh yeah,
Stoked. I'm
Oh,
so
yes.
stoked.
I'm also stoked for
I'm
that.
so stoked. It's at
Did
2
they-
a.m. on
Did they
like
do a release?
Sunday morning.
I don't remember there being like a poster
He's,
release.
he's,
Maybe
he's
I
on the
missed it.
lineup, mate.
I know.
They
Um,
didn't actually hype him that much,
No.
though,
Right,
in my
okay,
opinion.
I
He's
also
big,
was-
bro. He made like 2 albums with J. Cole.
Mm.
Like,
No, I
yeah.
know.
So I'm excited for that. But from a personal capacity, I wanna make a pact that more so us two. You can join if you want to. Feel
But
free.
he's not locking you into a blood pack. So
Guys,
don't
you
worry
better say
about
hi if you see me. I'm
Oh.
not even joking.
it.
Yeah.
You must come
Like,
talk.
I'm gonna be so excited to see you guys.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
why.
fuck
Like,
yeah.
I'm just feeling like a connection.
No,
right
fuck
now.
yeah. We're gonna 100%.
front
We're gonna
front
talk.
left for every artist that's on stage that we have worked with.
Oh yeah, no, I'm keep
Front
like.
So-
left.
Front left
I mean,
Okay.
I'm not sure of the left
or front right all
significance,
night.
but yeah,
We can decide. But so that means Man of Lemon,
yes.
10 a.m. on Friday. That's why I'm not going to be at work. But we got to be at Man of Lemon. We just
That's
finished mixing a
Yeah.
set, you know.
Well, what time are you?
Man Lemon, Dawson is Dawson playing?
Dawson's playing. We got to go Dawson. But Dawson's playing at the same time as Will Lindley.
Oh no!
So we
I
got
don't,
to
I don't think
like
I've got any artists that clash that I.
We
think.
gotta-
Have you
we
guys got
gotta-
the app?
We
Yeah.
gotta do the
It's
round.
half off.
I need to get the app.
no, but Dawson hasn't been on the podcast yet. So we got to be there for good old Will.
we gotta be there for.
We got to
little
be there
main
for
stage.
Hannah.
Oh,
Hannah?
I'm so excited for Hannah.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm so stoked.
My
So
girl.
I'm so stoked.
that's I'm stoked to see the homies, you know.
Nasty. I'm keen to see Matt Mall. That'll be a lot of fun. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I watched
in
him
a
before.
while.
Oh, I think you'll love him. Like, just from the live music aspect. Have you watched him before?
Who?
Matty
Matt,
Mole.
you've played with him, haven't you?
I've opened
You've
for
opened
him.
for him.
What?
Yeah.
That is insane.
Dury's
Damn.
Back in my day, guys.
back in the day.
That's so cool. No, he's amazing to watch.
Nah,
Like,
he's a
I
good
watched
oak.
him for New Year's, the one at Kinky Summer. Like, I loved
Mm.
it so much.
He's
It made me so
just-
emotional.
It's so nice.
Live music makes me emotional, like a band. Do you know there was this band that played there? I don't know what their name was. I can't even remember. For a few reasons. No, I'm joking. No, but like, they were insane. It made me so emotional. I literally got tears in my eyes just from watching a guy play guitar. Like, I was so.
Relatable content.
It was so.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Like, I was literally like there was literally techno playing and like trance and all that other stuff playing and like all the other stages and like DJs and stuff. And I was living for this live music. I think I stayed there like past the countdown of midnight. Like it was beautiful. I enjoyed it so much.
And I've got it. There's definitely one act that you guys, everybody,
where we need to
one act that everybody should see: the Jägermeister Brass Cartel.
Yes,
last time I was at Daisies, I was actually accidentally drinking with the guys like 15 minutes before their performance, and they were like, "Oh, we got to go perform," and then they went. So
insane.
Jägermeister Brass Cartel main stage, be there. Cool.
Go watch it. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the CAYACast with the wonderful Anica Kiana. Like, subscribe, comment, comment modulo or village idiot below in the comments. We're gonna find out. Have a beautiful day further.
Front right at Daisies.
And yeah, make sure you check out Anica on Instagram. We'll link all the things in the bio, and check out her music. It's incredible.
It's good.
Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.